Things began to become weird when Diddy was arrested, just 24 hours after he was said to have disclosed information concerning Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Diddy's role in Biggie's killing. It seems as if individuals are magically vanishing before our own eyes. According to sources, a video that included Uncle Ron, Diddy, and Beyonce was swiftly removed from the internet after Diddy's arrest. Once buried truths are suddenly emerging, exposing these superstars unexpectedly, from leaking identities to unexpectedly appearing videos. Honestly, it's beginning to seem like one of the most crazy and chaotic periods in Hollywood history, particularly in the music business. This is where things get even more gloomy. Beyonce's former bodyguard, Uncle Ron, was discovered dead at his house a day after he made a shocking claim against Diddy. That's not all, however. According to revelations, Beyonce and Jay-Z have been linked to some bizarre information for years. This is comparable to what Uncle Ron had been talking about before his passing. Uncle Ron boldly called out the Carters for their suspected connections to drug lords on TikTok in 2023. Without holding back, he declared that he would stop at nothing to silence anybody who attempted to criticize them. It's challenging to overlook the timing and odd coincidences when so many stories are circulating. What is happening in the background? Could all of these charges have a deeper meaning? This place feels like it could be better. In the majority of his videos, he claimed that Beyonce and Jay-Z were to blame for the deaths of several individuals who spoke out against or were thought to be them. I know how you got to where you are and have trodden on many individuals. Numerous photos and videos of Diddy and the Carter family hanging out together demonstrate their long-standing connection dating back many years. But things take a far darker turn when we hear from Uncle Ron, who delivered a bombshell that many folks are still processing. Ron claims that even though they were friends, the Carters were well aware of one another's more sinister behavior. It's serious material that makes you wonder about the fundamental nature of their relationships, not simply light gossip. Uncle Ron's assertion that the Carters were responsible for singer Carrie Hilson's career devastation was among the most startling things he disclosed. It seems to have begun when Carrie openly criticized Beyonce, and things quickly worsened. Uncle Ron's audacious assertion implies that Beyonce and Jay-Z were a vicious power couple ready to crush anybody who dared to challenge their empire, in addition to being well known. It's terrifying to consider that the Carters might control careers for their benefit, and Ron claims that's precisely what they did. When you consider Uncle Ron's unexpected death, which happened just 24 hours after he made these bombshell accusations, the scenario appears even more sinister. According to reports, he was discovered dead from pneumonia, a condition that has been connected to several unexpected deaths over the years. This raises eyebrows, of course. Many people are beginning to draw connections between his sudden passing and the startling disclosures he was making about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Was there anybody responsible for his unexpected death? The timing of his death appears odd, even if we don't know all the information. I wanted to go further into this whole narrative since Justin, one of my commenters, asked me for an update on Uncle Ron's passing. Some are wondering if Ron may have died of the same pneumonia that killed Kim Porter. Ron died last month at the young age of 59. The similarities between the two fatalities are unsettling, even if we cannot be positive. Considering the seriousness of the accusations he was making, it seems odd, almost too coincidental. After being sued, Uncle Ron, who had previously made many shocking disclosures, was compelled to remove his recordings. However, his ideas are still in use and have had a significant influence. Ron said in one video that Beyonce and Jay-Z were a vicious pair, methodically pursuing and destroying everyone they deemed a danger. After a personal argument, he even went so far as to claim that the pair purposefully ruined Carrie Hilson's career. Ron claims that Beyonce pursued her profession with all of her might because Carrie deceived her. This planned action was to eliminate someone who may compete with her, not simply a trivial argument. All of this raises the issue of how much of this is coincidental and how much is a component of a larger, more sinister plot. Could Uncle Ron be kept silent because he spoke the truth about the Carters? Or are there other factors involved? I would want to know what you think. Is this narrative only a series of coincidences, or do you believe there's more to it than meets the eye? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. This discussion is far from over. According to Ron Blue, Uncle Ron also said that Beyonce and Jay-Z's marriage was more of a business arrangement intended to make them millionaires than a romantic one. Ivy isn't even the blue of Jay-Z. Okay, let's dissect this. Ivy isn't your average Jay-Z type, is she? Their partnership seems to be more akin to a mutually beneficial financial arrangement. And when I say Ivy, I mean blue, so I put their pictures next to each other. Since Ivy, Jay-Z, and Ty all have very similar appearances, it's not surprising that many are drawing comparisons, particularly in light of the grave charges made just before Uncle Ron's death. According to reports, the notorious Big may have broken up Jay-Z and Diddy because Biggie was fed up with being taken advantage of and thought he was more valuable than the label. Jay-Z apparently feared that if Biggie ventured out on his own, he would destroy his career. Just look at the facts, you don't need to believe me. A desire for wealth and influence drove Diddy and Jay-Z. Some claim that Biggie wanted to quit Bad Boy and start his own business because he was tired of receiving subpar treatment. According to Uncle Ron, who had business contacts, Diddy even asked him to do some work. He said he declined a $30,000 offer to perform a particular tune. Diddy reportedly held a fictitious contract in front of him in an attempt to retain him with the company. Uncle Ron even said that Jay-Z wanted Biggie out of the picture to become the most successful hip-hop artist. I realize this may seem wild. Jay-Z appears to be the biggest one today, don't you think? The main focus is on business. Uncle Ron then unexpectedly died 24 hours after his final video. A Facebook user called Zamani Block reported his death, stating that he was discovered dead the day after sharing the video. Uncle Ron had alluded to being singled out by the Carters from the beginning, and now supporters are putting the pieces together and making connections. Some people think that people like Orlando Brown, Wendy Williams, Kanye West, and Jaguar Wright weren't insane. Instead, they were ahead of their time and had been revealing the truth for years. Some believe Uncle Ron's family is silent, maybe due to fear. How do you feel about this whole thing? Please share your opinions below and watch this fantastic film I've included.